Michael visited his friend David's house and met a stunningly beautiful woman there. Despite her age, she was energetic and charming, and she turned out to be David's sister-in-law. They were having a good time together. Michael, how many years has it been? I was wondering if you were still alive. It's great to see you. Why has it been so long since we last talked? You hung up too quickly the last time we spoke, so we couldn't catch up. Let's talk all night at my place today. Don't even think about going home, David said. As Michael entered David's house, he was taken aback. He had never been to such a clean and well-decorated home before. None of Michael's friends were financially well off. They were all living paycheck to paycheck, and many were small business owners. Most had homes, but they were heavily burdened by mortgage payments. David, however, seemed to have received significant support from his wealthy parents. He was running a manufacturing business that supplied to large corporations and seemed to be making a lot of money. Standing next to David was a woman about 5'5", tall with a slim build. Michael didn't recognize her from the wedding and quietly asked, "Who is she?" David explained that she was his wife's sister, Emily, and quickly pulled Michael inside. David's wife had passed away a year ago due to complications during kidney dialysis. Michael felt awkward for asking and offered his condolences, saying, "I'm sorry for your loss." David responded that he was doing okay now and gave a bittersweet smile, which made Michael feel sorry for him. David, Michael, and Emily sat down together to enjoy the meal Emily had prepared. Just as they were about to have a light beer, David received a call from his factory manager. There was a problem with a machine, and he was urgently needed at the factory. David apologized. "Sorry, there's a large order coming up next week, and I need to check the machines. The equipment company is on their way, but it'll take some time. I'm really sorry, but please don't leave." "Okay?" With that, he left in a hurry. Michael awkwardly started drinking beer with Emily. After a few moments of uncomfortable silence, and with some alcohol in his system, Michael finally broke the ice. "Where is David's son? Is David living here alone?" he asked. "I remember coming over to David's place after hearing he got married and had a son. I spent a lot of time playing with his kid," Emily, sipping on a beer, shared. "I went to my grandma's for the holiday weekend. I'll be heading back home tomorrow. Since Dad can't manage alone, I sometimes come over to help out with homework and chores." Emily began to open up about how things changed dramatically after her kind-hearted younger sibling passed away unexpectedly. She mentioned how she's been single and running her own business, finding it too tough to raise her son alone, without enough time for household tasks, and occasionally asking for help with the housework. David had married a woman from a reputable family after graduating from a top university, and they started their married life in a house gifted by their parents. A year later, they were blessed with a handsome son. Michael, who was single at the time, found David's son adorable and often bought him gifts. Whenever David invited him over, Michael would insist on having the son come along too. However, today, David's son wasn't there, and instead, there was someone referred to as a sister-in-law, leaving Michael at a loss for words. Emily asked Michael if he was married, prompting him to share his story. He had barely enjoyed 3 years of a dreamy, married life when his wife had an accident and passed away a few days later. Emily, looking sympathetic, held Michael's hand. Being 3 years older than Michael, Emily looked significantly younger than her age, which made Michael feel a special fondness for her. After losing his wife, Michael had tried his hand at various endeavors, both earning and losing money. He now ran an online shop specializing in custom lettering balloons and cake toppers, which piqued Emily's interest. She mentioned her office work had slowed down and asked if he could teach her the trade. They exchanged contact information and continued drinking until David hurried back home. Emily returned to her place, and after drinking with David, Michael woke up late the next day. Stretching, he walked out of his room, only to see Emily rushing to the kitchen, embarrassed. "Did you come again?" she asked. "I was worried after you guys drank together, so I came to make breakfast," she explained. Michael told David, "Your sister-in-law seems like a warm person. It's reassuring to know she takes good care of your nephew." Since they lived in the same area, they agreed to meet often. A few days later, Michael taught Emily how to make lettering balloons and toppers. Confident in her marketing skills, Emily began promoting her new skills through various channels. "I worked on my own, taking orders until I started a business with Emily's help, and things began to grow from there. We even got a group order and were featured on a TV show. My relationship with Emily started to improve significantly. Meeting Emily, who is quick-handed and has a knack for business, was a stroke of luck, and I made sure to give her a bonus." Despite her age, Emily was still beautiful and lovely. "I felt empty if I didn't talk to her even for a day." As work increased, I bought a small bed for my office, thinking it would be useful for taking naps when tired. Little did I know it would come in handy for such good occasions. After our business was featured on a TV show about successful entrepreneurs, Emily and I received countless calls from acquaintances, and we were too busy to even think about eating out. We ordered some snacks from a delivery service and continued working until we fell asleep on the bed, only to be awakened by the sound of the door opening. It was Emily coming over with a cake. "Life has been so enjoyable lately, all thanks to you," she confessed, and we decided to take a break from work and enjoy some quality time together. Laughing shyly, unable to remember the last time we had such a moment, I met Emily through David and went to see him. "Actually, I've been seeing your sister-in-law." Meeting Emily that day was a stroke of luck for me. "Thanks to you, my business is doing well, and I've met a wonderful woman," I said with a smile. However, David felt upset because he had feelings for his sister-in-law and was struggling with when to confess to her. But he decided to keep his feelings for her a secret from me until the end.